After spending some time on definition queries in the last chapter, I hope you can all see now their importance. Not only are they a great way to limit the data you are viewing in your map, they are also a great way to define a subset of features from a layer. In this lesson, we will dig a little deeper into definition queries and offer some tips and tricks for using them. A few things we will look at together in this lesson is how to turn your queries on from the data ribbon, how to rename your definition queries, and how to save and also load queries into your projects. Okay, let's get started. Okay, here we are back in our Pro project. And I will again be working with the USA Counties layer that I brought in from the Living Atlas. Let's double click on our layer and go to definition query. You may already have a definition query set from the last chapter. If not, go ahead and set one now. I am going to set a query that says state name is equal to Colorado, and then click apply. Okay, so you can see in this window that we now have a single query set to show counties on Colorado. You can see here the query is called Query 1. Let's click on that name and change it from Query 1 to Colorado counties. And then I'm going to click up here on New Definition Query, and let's add another query real quick. For this one, let's say county name includes the values of Addison and Albany counties. Click apply. Okay, now we have two queries that are set. And remember, only one query can be active at a time. Let's quickly rename this second query from Query 2 to Addison/Albany counties. Next, I will toggle the second query on. And then click OK down here in the bottom right. Now only those two counties will be shown on our map. While we are in our map, let's look at a different way to turn our queries on and off. Click up here in the data ribbon. Over to the far left is a group called Definition Query. When I click this down button here, I can see both of the queries that I just set. You can see Colorado counties and Addison-Albany counties. From this window, I can click one of the two queries or even click none to turn both of the queries off. When I click none, all of my counties turn back on because there is no active query set. Lastly, let's open up our query window again and take a quick look at how to save and also import definition queries. When I hover over one of my queries, I can see icons for loading, saving, and removing a definition query. If I click on the folder icon, I can select an existing query that will import into my project. This file format will be a .exp file. You can save your queries out of ArcMap and bring them into Pro as an exp file. Next is the save icon. This is a good way to share queries with colleagues, especially if they are super complex or you spent time building complicated expressions. It is also a good idea to save your queries, especially if you utilize them consistently and need them in multiple projects. The delete button is pretty self-explanatory, and we won't spend any time on that option. Okay, that's it for tips and tricks on definition queries. We hope that this lesson allowed you to discover a little more on the important topic of limiting your data by setting queries.